Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special one-shot of High Rollers D&D, the UK D&D live play group. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. I might look a little bit different today. That's because we're doing an amazing partnership with THQ Nordic and BIOMUTANT to celebrate the release of BIOMUTANT, which is available now. And I'm going to be running a modified 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons built around the world of BIOMUTANT with classes and abilities and powers and enemies and equipment all from the game. Joining me, I have my wonderful players as always. We will begin on the trio side. We have Kim Richards, Chris Trott, and Rhiannon Gower. Look at these fine animals. We're very excited about this. As so people know, up until about 20 minutes ago, Rhiannon was hot gluing vegetables into her hair. But we've got there now.
It's a regular Saturday.
We'll do character introductions a bit later on. We'll do like a full kind of going around set and scene and everything like that. But, you know, meet the players, show off the equipment. And then on our duo side, the orange daredevils, the orange twins, we have Tom, Hazel, and Katie Morrison.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my God. I look amazing. I didn't realize how good I look.
We all look amazing, honestly.
Yeah, but mainly.
Mainly you. Based on Star Fox.
Yeah, I am Star Fox.
Slippery.
Except that's not my name.
No.
Star Fox.
No, all right, we've lost one ear.
I've lost an ear
Just
already.
leave it off. So a couple of quick things before we get started with the game today. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to our friend Alice, who did a lot of our makeup and was running that
God, so
along
good.
with Gemma as well.
Yeah.
Did an amazing job just doing all of that. Kim did her own makeup, which saved a ton of time as well, so thank you, Kim.
You did makeup?
Yeah.
No, I
It's just her face.
This is
rolled
my
my bed this
pandemic face.
Oh my God.
The last year's been rough on me.
And just a big thank you very much to the team at THQ Nordic. First of all, they're fans of High Rollers and D&D. They were telling me all about their Curse of Strahd game while we're getting ready for this. But yeah, giving us this chance to run a really awesome, cool one-shot for y'all at home. And we're very excited to be back in the studio as well.
Yeah.
A special little one-shot, playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Like I mentioned, this is a custom rule set system, so there is going to be things that are different. So in some cases, big things, in some cases, small things. But if you're familiar with 5th edition D&D, it's going to follow some of the same traits and things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. I have to remember. God, it's been so long, like, since we've been in the studio. It's really thrown me off.
You know what? It's so nice to sit at a table with you guys and just be like,
This is really weird.
We've got, like, paper character sheets and
got
actual
dice.
dice.
oh my God.
What are these? This is Rhiannon's first time using a physical character sheet. Let's set a little bit up. So to give a little bit of context to what you guys are doing, you guys are all familiar to each other. You guys have been working together. You are a group of Ronin. You go around, you solve problems, normally in exchange for money or scrap or things that you get. BIOMUTANT, if you're not familiar, is set in a kind of post-ecological disaster world where toxic waste and all this kind of stuff has messed up the planet. The Tree of Life has kind of created these sentient, sapient life forms which have all mutated and gained special powers, and they've splintered off into all different tribes, setting up in different areas that have all kind of taken on different properties and things like that. Pointing the asparagus.
Don't take Rhiannon seriously. It's the vegetables, it's the garlic, and the banana hairband.
Yeah, well, you know, it's going to make a lot of sense. You can't even see her. He has to turn his head fully to look at anything.
I assume she's there.
Thanks very much. So yeah, it's a kind of post-eco disaster world, but there's still all the old parts of Earth, which is referred to as the old world. But all the names and things like that have been forgotten about. You also, and this is something that we need to decide now, you're also accompanied by a small little robot called an automaton, which is in the shape of a large stag beetle. It looks like a big Hercules beetle, and it follows you, but it needs a name. And I didn't want to come up with this because it's your little friend. What do you call the beetle?
Oh God.
Reggie.
Reggie the Beetle.
Oh God, why did I say that?
So Reggie the Beetle is kind of your guide program. The automaton has lots of information about the old world. So if you're ever like, Reggie, what is this thing? You can ask Reggie a question and Reggie will tell you. Reggie may also translate for some of the, they're called Muppets, I believe, the inhabitants of the world.
Right.
Muppets and Wumpets. And if you don't speak their language, then Reggie can translate them for you as well.
I can narrate.
But yeah, you guys are all a group of Ronin. You've been traveling around together. You work as a team. Let's not have a typical high rollers one shot where you all hate each other, please.
But Rhea is so gross looking.
I'm easy to hate.
And yeah, let's run away. In fact, let's start with Rhiannon. Rhiannon, who are you? What are you playing? Let's tell us your name, your breed, and your class.
Cool. Hello. My name is School Zone. I am I'm a healer, and I am a saboteur, so I'm very good at melee fighting. I've got a little fork and a dustbin lid, and I'm just going to go ham on people.
Yep.
That's my whole deal.
And you're very gross. You've gone with very gross mutations and gross powers, which we'll see in the game.
Yeah.
We'll bring those up in the game. We won't reveal those too quickly. But School Zone is very gross and full of things and just, yeah, bleh. Perfect. All right, Chris Trott.
I am Biscoff, and I am a dum-dum sentinel, which means I'm not so bright, but I'm pretty tough, pretty strong. Actually, not that hearty in terms of.
You're very strong, and you have lots of
strong boy.
protection abilities. You're like the tank.
Yeah, my class is sentinel, yeah, which is the tank essentially.
Lots of kind of like protect your buddies and resist damage kind of effects.
Pretty dumb.
And dumb.
Pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb. The two dumbest ones are School Zone and dumb. And
Yeah, when
Biscoff.
is School Zone turning up? Nice.
Very good joke. Kim, who are you? What are you playing?
I am playing Tiefel, and I'm a FIP, and I'm a Psi freak. Which means, unlike these two dum-dums, I'm super intelligent, and I just want to, like, all my powers revolve around blowing stuff up. I just want to blow stuff up. I have a frying pan.
Yeah.
What is that? How does that help you blow stuff up?
Well, the frying pan's like a
You
backup.
Well, no, also you can, like, throw the magic into the frying pan, and then
Yeah.
dong!
I like it.
Like, yeah.
I like it.
Exactly.
Very, very good. Yeah, and lots of psionic powers, lots of abilities to make your psionic powers more dangerous to the enemy, maybe also to your friends. We'll see.
To the bleeding face.
And yeah, lots of psionic powers and things like that, which are all things from the game. All the mutations and psi powers are the ones from the game if you've played, and if you don't, you get to see them firsthand.
Yeah.
Tom.
I am Starburst Firefly, and I am a primal, which is basically I want to say master of all, master of none. I know that's not the phrase. I've totally forgotten what it is.
You're getting confused with Katie's breed.
That's me.
You are like the agile breed. You're the one who's
of
like
course.
really fast and quick.
You dumb as well.
I'm dumb too.
But you don't have much key as everybody
Don't have
else.
much key, no. But I'm a Deadeye, which means I use my dual pistols to shoot everything basically super quickly, and I can throw them too.
You can. Yeah.
can
What's the name of your style with your two pistols?
My style is the two-faced Cobra Grip.
I love the name.
Awesome.
It's so cool.
So cool.
Everybody like except for T-File, who's the Silent Warrior. Everyone's got like fighting styles, and they all have cool names, which we'll go through. Chris Trott's going to look up on his character sheet what that is.
I know what it is.
Finally, Katie, who are you? What are you playing?
Hi, I'm Flash. I'm a little bit skittish, a little bit full of energy. I'm a Rex Commando. So, like Tom said, I'm kind of like not great at anything,
Jack
not
of all
awful at
trades.
anything. Jack of all trades.
That's what it is.
And Flash thinks that she's good at like really being graceful in combat and stuff, but she's not. And she uses a toilet brush, which she just kind of.
Is that used?
No, it's brand new. But yeah, she just kind of goes nuts, and
Is that to scale?
Well, imagine that you
Yes.
are much smaller than a human, so
Right, okay.
to a Muppet,
Yeah.
to a biomutant.
So is that a
that's quite
two-handed
cool.
weapon?
Yeah.
It is a
Okay.
two-handed weapon for
Flash
for
thinks
Flash.
that it's very graceful, you know, using
Right.
but really in reality, she just goes nuts and
Yes.
smashes
Cool.
people over the face with a toilet brush.
Also, technically, Rexes are the most genetically kind of like balanced and kind of not, better than everyone else. And as a commando, Flash also has some like teamwork abilities. So if this were the A team, we kind of have our kind of leader. Flash is sort of like the sort of, organizer and tactician. We've got our marksman.
I've done the leader.
Well, that's fine. You can decide that at a later date. That's fine.
Wow. I've
I'm just
decided.
purely based on your abilities. Then we have our explosives, psionic beast. We've got our big, strong bodyguard, and then our sneaky little rat. Who sneaks around in the garbage. Yeah.
Everybody from the team needs a rat.
Yeah. And that's it. Those are the kind of the characters. And like I said, the world is set in the world of Biomutant. And to set the kind of situation up that you guys are going to be playing through today, you guys have heard, you've been traveling around, you've maybe done some work here and there, but your green, which is your money, is running low. Your clink, which is like your scrap that you use to build things and make weapons and stuff, is running low. So you're kind of in the line for work, and you have heard that in an area called the Surf Archipelago, which is like a coastal region, it's full of what they call the goo, which is water. It's called goo. It's full of goo. And there's all these kind of like coastal villages and things, and they've all been recently attacked by a very organized, well-trained bandit clan who are kind of roaming around. They call themselves the Long Bomb Clan, and they're very skilled. They have mastered martial arts, and they are now using these skills to attack villages. People have been kidnapped. They've been taken prisoner. But they seem to just vanish. Nobody knows where they go. And recently, the Fortress Monastery of Surfstone Temple, has put a call out saying that they are looking for Ronin to come and help them resolve the problem. And this has all come through Reggie, who kind of like beeps up and is just like, I think I found a job for us. You should go and check out this temple. He speaks like that now. I've decided.
Okay, it's just Reggie.
It's Reggie. Reggie the automaton. And that's the last thing. So you guys have traveled. You've made your way across the areas under the boughs of the Tree of Life, and made your way to the Surf Archipelago, which is one of the outer kind of regions of this new world, littered with secrets and mysteries of the old world. You guys are making your way there. So if we were to kind of, this were a movie, and we see a scene, what does it look like? The five of you traveling on the road. Like, is there a setup? Do you have like plans or tactics as you move around, or is this just a mess?
I mean,
It's probably a mess.
Look at you.
I think I'm the leader. I don't think I am.
Okay.
I'm walking with a very wide gait,
Yep.
pistol at my hip, double pistols at my hip, so I'm actually
You're waddling like John Wayne.
like a penguin,
Yeah.
walking down the road behind everyone, or ahead of everyone. Ahead of everyone.
Okay.
Do we have mounts?
There are mounts in this world. I think at this present moment in time, for whatever reason, I'll let you guys decide, you don't have them. But there are mounts in this world. There are like these weird goat creatures and all sorts of strange things, mechanical mounts and all sorts of other beasties and things like that you can ride. Maybe you'll find some in this adventure. Which is why I'm not letting you have them now.
I see.
But yeah, so we see Starburst out the front, sort of waddling, making his way.
Yeah.
Is there like a set pattern? Do we have School Zone like scouting ahead, or are you just kind of like lurking behind, just like nah?
I think she'd be probably like, just like on all fours, feral, just like trying to eat anything she can get her hands on. It's like, this looks tasty. Let's have a look at this.
Like diving into trash piles,
Yeah.
and just like coming out with lots of fruit and veg stuck in their hair. Love it. Right. What about Biscoff?
Biscoff will just be casually sauntering like a panda would do, kind of like losing interest in following the group at some points. And I should probably follow the group again. Itching his butt, sniffing it.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Like a panda would do on two legs.
Pandas do that.
Does he occasionally roll places? Does he just like tuck and roll?
Yeah, he sometimes tucks and rolls.
Yeah, just like gets around a bit.
If we can be bothered. If there's like a downward cycle, definitely.
He'll roll around.
Do a little roll.
I love it. What about Flash? Where's Flash in all this?
Probably falling behind occasionally because she gets distracted by like something shiny on the ground, and then has to go "Whoa!" and go over and find out what it is. And then if it's nothing interesting, she's like, runs, catches up with them.
Okay.
Like very easily distracted. I think Flash, bit skittish, easily distracted.
Love it. And then finally, Tifa.
I'm definitely walking along, like mixing concoctions together and shaking them and then throwing them occasionally and seeing if it explodes. And probably starting small fires.
Yeah,
everywhere.
along the way as you go.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Very good.
We're stealthing right now.
Yeah.
No, it's maybe one in sort of like every 10 actually has an effect. The rest of the time it just leaves like a hideous mess.
Or a smell.
Or a fire or a smell or
Really
something
bad
like
smell.
that. Yeah. You leave that as you go. Well, as you guys are making your way, you travel for a little while. And eventually you come, the Surf Archipelago is kind of made up of like these long, thin peninsulas of like interconnected land with cliffs and forests all based around it. Occasionally, you might see the remnant of the old world, like an old set of buildings, brick buildings or stone buildings, kind of scattered, hidden in these places, kind of thing, overgrown with ivy and bushes and trees and all of that kind of stuff. But eventually, you see built up into the cliffs, a large section of cliffs and land, looking out over the goo, the blue goo. You see a monastery carved into the rock itself with bright, colorful rope nets hung out almost like banners and flags, but these look like old fishing nets that have been painted all these different colors and they've been hung out. And above the doorway is a broken in half surfboard that's been mounted like a holy symbol to kind of designate this as like a monastery, a temple. And you guys would know, or Reggie perhaps tells you, he's just like, oh, we should go and find the Sifu of this place. They will be the leader, they will be the trainer and the teacher here. Let's go find them. They're the ones who will probably pay us. Ha ha! Whoa. Beep, boop, boop. And then he just scuttles along. And yeah, you can see that they're all other kind of Muppets kind of moving around the place. They all wear kind of almost like gi, like a kind of martial arts kind of robe, but they're tied up with like swimming trunks instead of like belts and sashes and things like that. They've clearly grabbed like Hawaiian shirts and cut them into like belts to tie up the robes that they're wearing. They have like Crocs that they've got on their feet, or sometimes they wear them on their heads. And they've collected things off the beaches and along the coast to kind of decorate themselves with. And they all look very timid and unsure. Several of them are wounded, kind of clutching their sides, just like as they kind of move around. And the place looks like it's taken a beating. There are all sorts of, they're putting out fires. Several of the walls have been broken and crumbled down. Yeah, it looks like a fight took place here recently.
Okay, I was going to say, it's like an active war zone right now.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, what are we doing here? Oh wait, we're cool.
Yeah, you do need to remember that you are cool.
Super cool.
Tom Hazel, nowhere near. I'm out of here.
Starburst
Firefly, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you can see that there are little buildings based around here. There might be like people that you can go and speak to and talk to, but there is a kind of grand central area. Like it looks like a main temple at the very heart of this monastery. What would you guys like to do?
I am dragging my butt on the floor like dogs do.
Right, okay. It's just like scratching around.
I'm assessing the fires. I just got a notebook. Well, I say it's a notebook. It's like a piece of tree bark.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just like with some charcoal, like a charcoal stick. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of critiquing the fires, you know.
Okay. Too small.
Yeah.
Too big.
Amateur, basic.
Doesn't smell enough.
Yeah. Like they haven't really built the kindling and the fire up.
Okay.
It seems to be like actual fire, not magic fire. Like someone's actually set this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it might be in the work of explosives.
Yeah.
'Cause you can see like these huge chunks of wall have been blown up, buildings have been broken apart. So it looks like maybe something's exploded and started fires in flammable areas.
C+, try harder.
That's such a manic stare you're giving me. Please look at someone else. Please look at someone else. Tom Hazel hates this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So we know what those two are doing. Any other plans while you guys are wandering around? Or do you want me to just give you a quest?
Who's going to drive this group forward? Because I mean, I'm dragging my butt.
He's like chewing on something and is just like.
Flash is probably like darting about the place, like really quickly to try and find out where the place is most likely that this person, like the Sifu would be.
There's I mean there are other people around. There are Muppets around. I keep calling them Muppets, and it's really weird to me to call them that. But you can see that there was once like a big open training grounds. You can see like wooden dummies, kind of like wooden martial arts dummies. Most of them are broken or have been collapsed. A few people are trying to tidy it up. There looks to be, you don't really see any guards, like people with weapons or armor or things like that, except for one guy who looks really badly injured. He's like limping and he's got like a big bandage over his face, and he's trying to clear up the area. There does look to be what is called a bash maker, like a blacksmith who makes weapons, and they're just trying to pack up their little shop. They're trying to like get it back in working order and condition. It's like a little female, little mutant with sort of grey fur and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just this main big temple. Like your Flash is pretty sure that like probably in there.
Okay, Flash will come back and be like, oh! No way! No way! No way!
What's that way?
The money. The green.
The Sifu.
Oh, you're so cool.
We need to go see the Sifu.
I love him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, THQ Nordic. I'm so sorry that you trusted us with this.
I fire my pistol in the air.
You can lead the squad if you want to in the direction of the temple starburst. If you do make your way up there and you begin ascending these steps, it looks out on this beautiful kind of very sort of tropical, stretches of blue, turquoise blue water, big tall cliffs with trees and things growing out of them. It's very, very picturesque. And looking out on that, you see kind of sat there looking very forlorn and sad is an older mutant. He's got like a head wrapping, like a turban kind of thing. He's wearing these robes, but he has got like a full-on life preserver around his waist instead of a belt. He's got like a full, like a ring, like what they called.
A ring.
Rubber ring. Yeah. That's what I mean. He's got one of those.
Does it have a pattern on it?
It's got a little duck's head. He's wearing it around his waist. And he's kind of like sat there cross-legged, looking very deep in thought and very sad. And he's kind of like pondering. He's got his eyes closed. He doesn't seem to be aware that you've kind of stepped in. Seems to be lost in thought.
Hello, mate. You alright?
He opens up his eyes and he kind of looks around.
I do a big padded paw on his shoulder.
Oh, my deepest apologies, friends. I have been lost in thought. We have recently suffered. You are travelers to the temple. How can I help you? I'm afraid that we do not have much that we can offer you in the way of comfort or supplies, I'm afraid.
Just pat him on the back. A bit too hard.
It's
alright, mate. We're gonna help.
I'm actually a bit injured, my friend.
Oh, sorry, mate.
It's
I'll
quite
push
all
him
right.
back into position.
Thank you.
It's not that you could help us, it's how we can help you.
You're Ronin? Are you here to help with the bandits?
I literally just said we'll help you.
Well, that's the problem that we're having. I need help. I need warriors, people who are capable of taking out a group of vicious scavengers and bandits who have been raiding these parts.
Got green?
Perfect.
Yes. That we have some. Some of it was taken, but I have scrap and I have green that I can pay you.
They have green.
I like green. I do like green. And we are low on green. We need green.
All right, thanks, Bodega.
We need green.
He looks and he's just like, well, I don't recognize you, but if you are traveling Ronin and you're willing to help us, yes, but I'll do what I can if you have any questions. They've recently just attacked us. As you see, the temple is in quite a disarray. They strike from somewhere out in the goo. We're not sure where. There's a labyrinth of old big barges. They're all half buried in the goo, and they create a labyrinth. It's difficult to make your way in. People that go in don't come back. We think that they may be in there, but we have no way of finding them.
Do you know how many there were?
When they attacked us, there were several large mutant versions, several smaller ones. They have guns and they have weapons, very well equipped, but most dangerous.
We have weapons too!
Yes! Oh, excellent. No, this is exactly what we need. We need armed warriors. You seem very, very eager.
Pretty sure it's used. No, please.
But the other issue is that if they live in this, if they have their base out in these big barges, they destroyed all of our goo glides and our goo floats. We have no way of reaching them.
Terrible.
So that would be an obstacle in your way to help us. You would need to find vehicles or some way to go to their headquarters.
Go on.
I don't like goo. The idea of goo really terrifies me, I'll be honest. So if we could avoid the goo, that'd be great.
They do live in far off shore. There is much goo around their base. You will need to try and be brave, my good warrior.
Well, now the anxiety is kicking in into overtime, and I'll be honest. But you know what? For the green, I'll figure it out.
But not just for the green, you would be doing a great service. These bandits have been attacking.
No, it's for the green.
Right, very well. Yes. Of course, you are mercenaries. I must understand that this is a payment for you. You have been very quiet, my friend. Is there any question you wish to ask us, or some such, or do you have any concerns?
Do you have anything that needs setting on fire?
There will be bandits that need to be set on fire.
I do need to teach them a thing or two. I've taken some notes from the fire they've left behind. It's very poor. I would like to share these notes with them.
The Sifu kind of looks around. He's just like, well, I'm afraid that I do not know much, but perhaps there are other people here at the monastery who may be able to help you with these problems, finding a way to locate their base wherever these bandits may be hiding, but also maybe a way to, they may know of other places that you can acquire vehicles to traverse the goo. You may be able to find them there. Speak with people amongst the monastery, but if you have any other questions, I am happy to help in any way.
I just want you to know, and I'm patting him on the head,
Yes.
we're going to sort this problem out.
Thank you.
We can have no more bandits
Thank
roughing
you.
up your place.
Thank you, my
We're
friend.
gonna
What is your name?
Oh, I'm Biscoff. Oh,
Pleasure
what's
to meet
your
you,
name?
Biscoff.
And I've got both hands on either side of his cheek.
Well, my name is...
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, my friend. I am Sifu Lowbridge.
Seafood, we'll never forget that name, will we? Never forget that one. What a lovely man.
Thank you very much. We teach peace and prosperity to all, and
Good
also
for you.
try and refine our strength in our studies of fighting and combat as well. But
Well, that's good, isn't it? Isn't that good?
It's really good. It's
Thank
really
you.
nice to hear. It's made my day.
what's your name, my dear?
My name is School Zone.
Kind of like says my dear, and then he's like, as he kind of smells.
It's all right. Don't let it out. It's easier if you let it out.
Oh.
Just don't hold back. It's fine.
Thank you.
There we go. It's all right. It happens a lot.
Oh, I see. Your name?
My name's School Zone.
School Zone. Very, very good. And what of yourself, fire friend?
Tifal. Tifal.
Tifal. Yes. I remember. I believe I met someone called Tifal once. They carried a mighty weapon, steel. One just like it. I see. You carry it with you.
Yes.
Very well.
I've smashed many a head with this.
A sturdy weapon to carry you through these dangerous times. And what of you two, my friends?
Well, if you heard of Tifal, you've probably heard of me. Starburst Firefly.
I'm afraid I have not, sir. But I'm very.
Say it again. Starburst Firefly.
I will remember that for a long time. But we are very remote here. I'm afraid that I've not.
Okay. Sure.
I'm sorry, my friend. I do not leave the monastery.
It's
much.
all right, Starburst. You know,
No, I mean, we
his
were.
injury might have been on the head or something.
It must have been.
That must be it. That
I
must
thought
be
your name was Opal Fruits.
Starburst. We've known each other.
I've been
I
calling
saw
you
that
Opal
once.
Fruits.
I
Yeah.
saw that one.
Have an asparagus. Calm down.
Okay.
Hand over an asparagus. Nom, 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 nom.
Thank you.
And you there, my little jumpy friend.
You're not doing. You're not
Flash.
hungry.
A very fitting name for your energetic nature. Well, thank you all so much for offering to aid us with this. I will ensure that you are well paid if you can take care of this problem. Like I said, if there are people in the monastery that may be able to help you with these obstacles, and when you do, if you do travel to this headquarters, if I'm rested, I will be happy to accompany with you. I'm a trained fighter myself.
Oh, I bet you are, mate. Oh, I bet you are. Real good.
Yes.
Look at you. I bet you're real spry.
Well, I'm not spry, but I am very wise, and I've practiced fighting for many years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, good luck then.
Bless him. Right, we need to find a goo ride, don't we? Something to get on the goo, so I can't see the goo, have a full-blown panic attack, and then punch a hole in the goo, ride, and make us drown.
That's a good idea.
Right, okay.
Okay. Where do we go to get the goo?
We don't want to get the goo.
No, cross
Gotta
the goo.
go over it. Yeah.
Over the goo.
Yeah.
Over the goo.
Over it. Not under it. That'd be real bad.
Why don't we go under it? Go under the goo. The goo wouldn't expect that.
That is true. No one expects to go under the
I
goo.
don't want to go under the goo.
We're going over the goo. Under, I think, is too difficult. Good
Why?
idea, though, but no. We'll go
Would
over.
never see it coming.
How long can you hold your breath?
Really long time.
1,
Okay.
2,
Flash keeps holding
3,
her breath, but she's breathing through her nose.
3,
Right, okay.
7, 10,
This bit is going to last a long
4,
time.
Yeah, you keep counting. It doesn't stop.
9.
Seems infinite. Anyway,
Lots.
So let's go to the place where we can get the vehicles to cross the goo.
where is this place?
It is. I did not write that down.
Do you know why you didn't write it down? Because
he didn't tell us.
I haven't told you. You don't know. You have to go and find it.
Sifu!
Yes.
Low bridge.
Where do we go? To get the go across the goo.
I'm afraid that I don't know. I mentioned if you speak to people in the monastery, they may know of somewhere that you may be able to acquire something, but I myself do not know. You'll need to discover where these bandits are hiding first before you travel there. This labyrinth, this maze of big barges, it's very dangerous. If you go in there blindly, you will be ambushed. They will have every opportunity to fight you, but if you can find out where they are first, perhaps we will have the upper hand.
I like it. I want to apologize for being angry that you forgot me. My memory isn't as good. So
It is, yes, it is a plague upon us all, a poor memory.
good. Okay.
I'm just going to stumble around, rolling about, just going up to people in the monastery like, hello, mate.
Yeah.
We need to get something to go over the goo.
You come across a little muppet, a little mute, big kind of thick glasses with tape in the middle, carries around like stacks of like pieces of wood with scribings on them and things like that. Has like a little tie that he's wearing because. When you kind of stumble up to him, he's just like, he's like speaking gibberish to you in a language you don't understand.
Reggie!
Hello, can I help you?
Could you make him just tell me what he's saying, would you?
Oh, certainly. Let me. And the little kind of figure, the little nerdy guy is just like, and speaks, and he's just like, oh, he appears to be telling you that he is something of a historian of the area, and he knows much about the old world.
Wow.
He asks how you are. You asked him.
Oh, that's a really nice thing for you to ask. I'm very well, thank you, but I do have IBS.
When I don't know how to respond, the NPC doesn't know how to respond, so he just kind of looks at you blankly. Reggie kind of plays some bleeps and bloops, and he just kind of shakes his head. He says that he's sorry to hear that.
Well, we need a goo transport, ideally with a toilet.
Zinga Wanga, Bing Bong, Giga Jawanja, Baba. I'm trying to think
Babala
of
Saga.
Babala Saga, Iwanawanga solo. Reggie kind of like beat boots again, and he's just like, well, he says that he's not familiar with goo glides. He's more of an expert on an old word. There is an old ping dish nearby, and ping dishes are places where the people of the old world stored much knowledge. Perhaps there you may be able to find something.
All right, well, very helpful. Thanks very much. Patting him on the head too much.
Zingle zangle.
Nice. I'll tell the team straight away.
Sure.
He rolls away.
Okay. Yeah, you just roll away. Go roll back to the team. Rest of the team. Any things that you guys want to be doing?
Flash is going to look at all of the ruined stuff around and probably look and see if in the wreckage and the rubbish, if there's any bathroom cleaning products that have been left.
Sure. Well, do you know what? This seems like a perfect time to use a new skill as part of my thing. So, in this Biomutant game, we've got some slightly different stats that you might be used to. We have strength. You should be familiar with what that is. We have agility, which is kind of like dexterity. It's your reflexes, your aiming, all of that kind of stuff. We have vitality, which is how tough you are, your endurance. We have intellect, which measures your brain power and your ability to notice things. And we have luck, which is a brand new thing that I've thrown in, which is how lucky you are, how good at finding loot you are, how good at finding things, how, a lucky save from an attack, for example. And then we have charisma, which is another lovely one. It's charisma. So one of the new skills is loot. Why don't you roll me a loot check, Flash?
Ooh! It's 21.
21. Sifting through the wreckage and the rubble of the monastery, you find, I guess it counts as a cleaning product, but you find several kind of like swathes of like cloth and rags and things like that. It could be bandages. So you can note down that you found some bandages. Bandages kind of work like potions. You can only use them on other people. but they will heal 1d8 plus 2 of hit points if you use them on somebody else. You find some bandages. You do find a bottle of some chemical. No idea what it is. You have a bottle of a chemical.
Hey, what do you got there?
It's weapon cleaner.
Smells flammable.
No. Weapon cleaner.
Can I have a look?
No.
Just have to
No.
show me I won't touch
No.
it. I'm looking at it right now.
It's a T-file. It definitely appears to be some sort of extremely powerful chemical, like a kind of chemical cleaner. But it would be very flammable if you were to set it alight.
Hey, Flash. Have I told you how gorgeous you are? And how clean
What
you
does
are?
that mean?
Just, your musk is great. I would smell your musk all day long. Can I have that?
God damn it.
Flash.
Please do not use the word "I like your musk" anymore.
But it's a good musk.
Stop.
Flash is gonna decant all of the chemical into the toilet brush holder
Okay.
whilst looking at just to be
Sure.
safe now. Sure. It's in there.
That's a real waste, kid.
Well, it's now covering her
Weapon cleaner.
You might want to get it back up. That thing sets on fire. You might lose your weapon.
Or weapon will do more damage.
I mean, the weapon will do more damage. When it burns down, you're gonna need another one.
Flash is now gonna. She does have like a little holster where the toilet brush holder would go, but now she's gonna hold it like she's gonna hug it, just
Sure.
like really tight.
Don't shake it too much.
Okay.
If it's
Flash is gonna turn around and just go.
Sure. Nothing happens. Yet.
Fresh.
you're gonna get real high off that kid.
Oh yeah, it's strong.
That's probably why Flash is the way that she is.
Too
to be honest.
many chemical fumes.
Anything that has the word Flash on it, she considers belongs to her.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I see.
So,
Left to you by your great ancestors.
of course.
Starburst and School Zone. What about you guys?
I think school zones. Would I have clocked the broken surfboard at the front of the monastery?
Yeah, you definitely saw it.
Yeah.
Like it's above the doorway. It's like leads into the whole place.
I think
Can rats look up though?
that's true.
I think rats can look up. I don't think pandas
Confusing
can.
dogs. Like,
Yeah.
Can I walk out to the front of the monastery and just like just study it a little bit?
Yeah, it's like maybe sort of like 10 feet off the ground above the door. You'd have to like climb up to it, but it looks like it's just held in place by some nails. It's just like, sort of like nailed in place. It's like half of a surfboard and then it's like a jagged broken bottom. So I guess it's like a boogie board now.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
That thing. I've seen these before. They're always on the bits where you know when you walk in and you're near the goo and your feet sort of sink into stuff. It's like tiny yellow pebbles.
What?
You know that.
That's a dinner plate.
Have you been there?
Where?
I see them everywhere. They're always like near the goo. They're always just hanging around. Maybe they have something to do with each other.
By association.
Yeah,
Okay. What do you want to do with it?
I want it.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's like people like moving about as well. Like they're kind of looking at you guys. Like there's like other Muppets kind of like, what's going on?
I just think that and the goo, if we can combine them, we might figure something out.
The goo is huge.
Yeah.
A lot of goo.
Yeah.
How do we cross it with something like that? It's a
I-
plank.
I don't know, but if we could try something.
School Zone, the more you look at it, the more you're just like, oh, I want it so bad.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh, please don't.
I'm gonna get it.
But if you didn't, though.
I'll see you later.
All right, so I think to climb up would be an athletics check.
Nice.
So just a straight up athletics. Now, if you guys do roll badly, One of the things that your luck stat does is it gives you luck points. You can use those to re-roll attack rolls, skill check, saving throws. You might also have other abilities that you can use to do cool stuff, or like let you traverse places or do other things as well. But if you just want to climb up, straight athletics.
18.
18, easily enough. Like you scrabble up, like the rough stone of the outer of the monastery, it's been carved, it's got these beautiful kind of carvings of waves and things like that, give you perfect handholds. You scramble up. This thing's nailed in, you're gonna have to like pull it free, and there are people coming and going, and they're like beginning to look around, wondering where you were. Yeah, if you want to make a steel check for me to start prying out, like you've got like your knife or your weapon and you're like pulling out the
Little
nails.
fork.
Oh my god. Your steel score is so high.
19.
19. You pull out the nails, you can add 4 nails to your
Yes.
inventory as well.
Plus 4 nails.
Plus 4 nails. And yeah, you now, it is the size of you, School Zone. It's like a big boogie, like to you, it's like a boogie board. So you pull
Perfect.
it, and then you realize, oh, hang on a minute. You're like literally tiptoeing on the edge of this door frame, and now you're holding this thing that's as big as you. You have no way to climb down.
Can I do my fungi?
Yeah?
Can I do my fungi?
Okay, so what does fungi do?
So I cause a large bouncy mushroom to grow in a 5-foot space within 15 feet of me. Bouncy mushroom.
So just below you,
Yeah.
you kind of, this is one of the mutations that you can get in Biomutant. So you focus and, I don't know, you spit on the ground or something,
Yeah.
or you throw something down,
Spit.
and this giant red bouncy mushroom just kind of fills the doorway. And so people are like, oh, and they're pointing like, and they're kind of pointing at this giant mushroom, and then you just, and then you land and then fly forwards. Starburst watches this whole thing, and like people are starting to like point like what is happening basically.
Nothing to see here, nothing to see. Wow, look at these pistols. Pretty cool, huh? Don't look at that thing over there. That's not a thing that's happening. Cool.
Do you want to make a
Cool.
deception check for me?
Oh, God.
I think Biscoff will come out at this point
Yeah.
and hear all this and go,
Yeah.
where? Oh, the pistols are cool.
My hype man. Plus 1. 19.
19. So yeah, okay, people are just like, it's less that, you know, they see this very trained fighter who's very suave and cool with his guns, and they're kind of like, oh, it must be fine. Like, you know, they're working with the Sifu. We'll leave it alone, and they kind of go about their business. You do see the bash maker, who is kind of looking over and just sort of waves you over.
Okay, yeah, I'll go over.
They seem to speak the same language as you, so when they say, hey, are you working for the Sifu to get the guys who did this? And she points at all the damage.
Oh, you betcha. Sorry, I shouldn't point this at you.
Oh, that's fine. You know, you didn't have your finger on the click maker.
Oh, I did.
Oh, don't do that. Listen, if you and your team need extra scrap or weapons, I think I know a place nearby that you could go and check out.
No way. Oh, can you enhance this thing?
They took,
Or this one?
They took everything I have of value, but if you can find stuff and bring it back to me, yeah, sure, I'd happily do that.
How close?
It's not too far. If you travel just down the yellow rocks, the yellow pebbles, and go along the way, you should see a big cave.
Right.
And in there, there's an old world place. It's like a long tunnel with goo that runs down it, but then it leads into a big ball, like an open ball underground.
Pink dish?
No, but that's nearby too. That's at the top of the cliffs. That's an old world place. There might be some good scrap up there too. But I'd be careful with the ping dish. I think there's monsters living there. I think a monstro.
Oh, scary. Well, cool.
I mean, yeah, if you're up for it, whatever you get, if you've got fine things up there, I can put them. I can make your weapons good.
Okay, now, that one over there who just stole a table from above the gate, that thing's not
They stole the surf stone.
Surf stone.
That's the symbol of the temple. They've got to put that back.
Pretend I didn't say that.
No.
But for a second.
Listen, I'll tell you what. I'll forget about the surf stone if you go and find some scrap for me.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you, see that thing, they think we're going to be able to cross the goo with that thing? No. See, that's what I thought. How do we do that with this thing?
Well, I think that the big ball, the old world place with the scrap, I think it maybe had something to do with goo floats, because there's all sorts of like propeller jigs and things like that in there. Maybe they've got some things that can travel across the goo there.
Propeller jig.
That's a really long word, mate.
Have you seen them? They're like big spinny swords that go on things and it makes them go.
Wow.
Sounds dangerous.
Spinny swords.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, well it's just down the way, but if you want to go to the ping dish, that's up in the cliffs.
Well, that's up though, isn't it?
That's up.
I don't like going up.
We can go down faster.
Let's go like level or down.
But we will need to go up to get back.
Go to the ping dish on your way back.
Or if we went to the ping dish first, that's up, but then it's all the way down from there.
That's smart too.
But then it's down to the ball cave thing, and then up to here.
The ball cave has the spinny knives.
Just think about the ups and downs.
But I think that the goo would be scared of that the most because it sounds very
It's true.
sore.
Stabby.
Sore for the goo.
Okay. Ball cave.
Alright.
Goo.
If that's what you want.
Goo. Ball cave goo.
Yeah,
Fight the
Skull
goo.
Zone is out the front, like running down the cliffs, holding this boogie board now.
Yeah. To the goo.
We'll fight the goo with spinning swords.
Alright. Okay. You guys travel down this kind of beautiful picturesque landscape of turquoise waters and these overgrown cliffs and things like that. You pass by rusted big metal plates with old world writing on them. Just says beach this way, and it has like a strange drawing of someone pointing.
What's a biatch?
A biatch, yeah, biatch. Weird. Must be a place. You go past one of these and you follow an old broken road that leads down, winding along. You can see the yellow pebbles and the goo stretching out for miles along the peninsula. And then in the distance, Starburst, you see that there is a kind of like a large stone donut ring that seems to stick out of the ground, and there's a cave that seems to lead into it. And that seems to be the thing that was being described to you earlier.
Trying to figure out what this actually is in the real world.
In the real world, imagine a kind of old naval base. So you have like a big gate with an inlet that connects to the sea, and then like a big kind of like defensible like building that it's attached to.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So that's me giving you the like, because the characters wouldn't know what that is, but
That's
you
just
guys
a
need to
concrete
visualize
circle,
it.
yeah. Okay, found the place. Remember, we're looking for spinny blades. They might be spinning already. They might not be spinning already. If they look like they have the capability to spin,
Spin with it.
spin with it.
Point it to the goo.
Point it at the goo and spin it.
Okay.
All right.
Can I try something?
Oh God, what?
Can I just put this on the goo?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna put the thing on the goo.
Okay. The other thing as well, Skullzone, did you mark off a key point for using your mushroom?
Aha.
It's a key point to use your mutations.
Key point is
So
gone.
all of you have key points. Those are basically key points power all of your cool abilities. Kim has a lot of them.
Yeah.
Almost, I think, triple what anybody else has.
I have 11.
Okay, and Ree, how many do you have left?
1.
Okay, cool.
So they power like your special abilities, like your mutations, your side powers, your cool weapon combos that you can do. But you also have abilities that you can use without them as well. But yeah, so Skullzone goes down to the blue goo, you place the surf stone on it, and it floats.
Hey!
And you can stand on it, and you don't sink. It kind of just floats you on top.
I think that's how a surfboard works.
Well,
This is how this one works. It's pretty cool.
You're doing it.
yeah!
Keep going.
So you watch as Skullzone gets on it, and then it begins carrying Skullzone away.
Skull zone.
And the drift is taking it into this little tunnel that leads into the stone building. And it's just like, you like look back, and then, oh God, there's like a good sort of 20 feet to the beach. And you're just being pulled along into this long inlet that goes into the building. And you just watch this little green rat just slowly going away.
It's for the best.
We gotta chase him.
Oh no, please stop.
There's no food here!
I'm like running along the shore, trying to just, I don't know.
It's working too well!
What about everyone else?
Yeah, I'll be following Starburst, staying well away from the
Just
goo.
like, oh, slowly kind of like blundering after
Yeah.
them, trying to keep away from the goo.
Yeah.
Flash is probably going to be keeping up with School Zone, but doesn't want to touch the goo, so just is like, like hitting the goo as if it's going to move out of the way so that Flash can get to school zone. It's
the
not
worst
working.
thing is the goo just splashes back and it's like So you run along. All opportunity for stealth goes out the window as School Zone just drifts along and gets pulled into this inlet. Moving down this inlet, you do see School Zone. So there's this big sort of channel, like a river that goes into this building. And there's this big metal gate, like all these big thick bars and chains and gigs and cogs attached to it, and it's down. There's a small hole, big enough for, a Muppet or a mutant to kind of sneak into. But anything bigger is not going to be able to get past this gate. But you on the little board, you just kind of slip between the bars as you're like going down. The rest of you can clamber through, but it looks like this gate is to stop anything incoming out, basically.
Okay.
Can I hold on to the gate?
Yeah, sure. Let's have School Zone. Let's have all of you, in fact, make a notice roll. So this is one of the skills. This is kind of like perception. This is your ability to hear, to see. 20.
16.
15.
16.
I rolled 1.
1.
Plus 5 is 6.
6.
Oh, I rolled a 4. 5.
So T-File and Starburst are a bit too preoccupied, whether that's concern for School Zone or just other things that are more interesting, which I think is T-File's.
I'm thinking about the flammable stuff and the
Just
toilet.
like, what could you do with that? So many things.
Yeah.
You guys don't notice, Flash, Biscoff, I need to try and remember the name, and School Zone. As you, School Zone, you're drifting into this thing, like floating along this, little surfboard. These big, tall concrete sides, gangways. The rest of you are kind of coming in through a hole on one of these side gangways that look down. It's about sort of 10, 15 feet drop into the water. You can hear other things. You can hear that's kind of all whispering to each other. Reggie kind of whispers oh, they appear to be talking about trying to salvage the place. I think these may be some of the bandits. School Zone. School Zone is just floating along. And this is something you want to do. You're going to be in the middle of this big open circle, and whatever's in there is going to see you.
Is there anything I can hold on to the sides and try and stop the surfboard from moving to try and slow it down?
You can certainly try. I think that's going to be athletics, I think.
Oh,
because that's strength, right? That's going to be gripping on, there's nothing to hand hold on to. It's just stone, so you've got to bite it or put your claws in it.
10.
10. No, you go up to it. You kind of try and paddle to the side, splash, 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 and then you try and grip, but there's nothing. It's just flat stone, concrete. This is military concrete. So you're just floating along, bouncing the rest of you are above. School Zone is about 15 feet below you, but any minute now is going to drift out into the open, you can begin to see maybe 7 or 8 figures are rummaging through crates and boxes and things like that.
Can I use telekinesis? Can I pick up just the whole thing?
Yeah.
And just...
Yeah, mark off a key point, and you watch as this sonic power kind of comes out of Flash, and all of School Zone and the boogie board just lifts out of the water, just and you're holding it. Now this has a random length, so I'd like you to roll a d4 plus 1. See how long you can hold it.
3.
3, okay, so is that with the plus 1, yeah? Okay, so you've got about sort of a few seconds, you can lift School Zone up, and then if you wanted to, you could move them onto the high stone with you
the
guys.
gangway where we are. But, yeah. Flash is probably not that careful about... probably bashes it into the wall a little bit when she's just
Sure.
It's holding it,
yeah.
Well, disaster averted. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. If you go any further in, you imagine you guys have got a kind of wide river with this tall stone gangway, like an inlet of kind of a river or whatever, or a lock or something. And then that floats into a large open circular arena, which is half submerged, half of it's filled with goo. The other half of it appears to be an old boat, an old Navy boat. That's covered in containers and shipping crates and things like that. Around the edges of the room, there are side rooms that you can see. You're not sure what's in those. They all have old doors and things like that on them. But the figures, looking down, you can see that there's maybe 5 or 6 little kind of, Muppets in like they've got, armor and weapons and guns and things. And then there are two which you notice. One of them has a much bigger, fancier looking gun and wears like a cool hat. It looks like an old sailor's hat, like a proper cartoony white and blue sailor's hat. They're all wearing military uniforms that are way too big, so they've like cut off the sleeves and stuff like that, but they've kind of got the rest of them on. And then the other figure you see is this giant brute. Must be sort of 3-4 times the size of any of the other guys, and is wielding what appears to be an entire torpedo as a weapon. And he's just got it like a club on his shoulder, and he's like, and he's like picking up crates and like tipping them out and stuff like that. And they're scavenging around looking for stuff.
Thank you. Thank you, Flash.
Quiet.
Sorry.
Through there, you see him? Big guy holding a big thing. There's a guy there with a big gun.
Yeah, I can see him when I'm lifting up my eye patch.
Hey, go on then, lift it up.
I will. It's very tight to my face.
Oh, I was going to say, I wanted to see if you had makeup on under there. You do, okay. I was hoping that it would just be a normal Chris Rock eye.
No, I'm looking around with both eyes like, yeah, I see him.
Okay, hang on.
I'm looking around for some goo floats.
Indoor voice, Biscoff. Indoor voice.
All right. Yeah.
They don't seem to hear Biscoff. The other thing I forgot to mention, two things, one of which I know is going to be very exciting for Tom and Kim. One is a big crane that seems to kind of like stick out of like a part of this thing and like drifts over into the middle, like a big sort of arm of the crane, and then the cable goes down. The other one is scattered around on the shipping container, on the shipping boat, stuck into the walls, floating in the water. There are red barrels.
Thank you, Mark.
What do they mean?
Thank you.
What could a red barrel be? Yeah, they just seem to be kind of floating.
There's definitely a boat, is there?
Well, this is like an old world boat, so it's way too big.
Right.
But the parts that you can see them tipping out, there are Muppet-made boats called Goo Glides, which are like little jet skis. And they're kind of like tipping those out, and they're starting to pick them apart for parts. There's one which, the big things they use in Florida with the big propellers on the back? What are they called?
Oh, the hovercraft?
The hovercraft.
Like, yeah.
There's a bigger one which looks like all of you could pilot together rather than having individuals. There's like a big hovercraft in the middle of the whole package, and they're just rummaging and trying to pick it apart and things like that.
Good. That's the thing we need. That thing.
Spinning blades. Okay.
The hat?
That's it. No.
Yeah, we can get a hat too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like a hat. Yeah.
What's the plan of attack? Okay, so there's the big guy, which I could definitely take on my own. There's the sniper guy. I could definitely take him on my own. And there's a couple of others.
Bye.
No, I mean,
on, then.
not as a unit. I need backup for the other ones.
Brave leader. Lead by example. I'll be so inspired.
Not on my own.
Inspire us. You just said you could do it on
Said
your
you
own.
could do it on your own.
I could take one of them on my own if the rest of everyone else was taking the other people.
You want to take the big one then?
No.
Yeah, he would take the big one.
Okay.
Are these the naughty Muppets taking out the place?
Very
Look
naughty.
like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so how far away are they? Like the
So I would
closest
say
to
from
it?
you guys, kind of theatre of the mind, imagine this. You guys are up on this stone gangway. You're still a ways away, right? They're maybe sort of, 100 feet away, right? So you're going to need to get closer to them. They might have a chance to hear you. But you're up on these stone gangways, so you're looking down on them. They're in like this lower basin area. The crane is about sort of 50, 60 feet away from you guys, and literally has like an arm that extends into the middle. The whole thing is quite wide, like the area that they're all kind of like rummaging around in. Maybe sort of about, again, 100-foot sort of like radius, like a 100-foot diameter area. So yeah, they're a fair ways away at the moment.
If we were to walk out onto that crane to the middle, could we access the float, the hover boat?
You could, so the crane is actually right above it. The cable of the crane goes straight down above the hovercraft.
I said we go right out to the middle, right down, take it, and leave.
Why not? Okay, I mean, that works, but one of them does have a big gun.
Oh yeah.
Several of them have guns, not just, there's one with a fancy looking gun, and there's the others all have.
Or you
like,
just shoot them, because you could take them all out.
I mean, they're gonna hit us a couple of times, probably a lot of times, before we can even get out of here.
Right. I don't want that.
So we distract them, and then we zip down the thing. Get out
How
of
can
here.
we possibly distract them? There must be something here that's going to make a huge noise. What's it? What?
Friends, we've travelled together up teen score and year now. So I will give you fair warning, since you keep telling me I need to give you fair warning all the time. There are explosive barrels down there. I'm going to blow them up.
Which ones?
All the red ones.
What ones are they?
Colorblind. They're all brown.
Just imagine they're all flammable. Because face it, I'm going to set fire to all of them. So yeah, anything that's barrel shaped is going to go bluey.
Guys. Cover ears.
Cover
loud,
ears,
yes.
loud.
Personal protection equipment. Remember the goggles I made you all.
Oh, I lost them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I ate
A lot of
mine.
scrap on that.
along the crane,
I think she ate mine too.
Sorry.
blow up a barrel,
I'll wait until you poop, it's fine.
Okay.
sneak onto the goo glide, and get out of here.
I'm still holding my ears, so I have no idea what you're saying.
Okay. He'll just follow us. Let's do it. All right. Crane. Crane?
Crane?
Crane.
Crane.
To get to the crane, I need everybody to make a sneak roll. This will be a group sneak roll. So I need
+7.
Uh-oh.
Can I use my aura?
if you would like to activate it and you'll use your commando aura, yes. It's a
To
key
make
point to activate.
everybody be like more capable
You can, yeah.
at it. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So you spend a key point. So Flash begins kind of helping everybody, like organizing people. So you're going to use the, I think this is called like teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork. It's the cooperative aura. So everybody, as long as you are within 10 feet of Flash, which we'll assume is everybody, you get a +1 for each other person. So each of you get a +4 to the roll because you're each benefiting from it. So you're all kind of, the idea of this is Flash
I
is
rolled
coordinating
like
all of you guys to work together. So when Dum Dum makes a noise, when Biscoff makes a noise, she's like, oh, you need to do that. Like he's being loud. Like you're kind of like backing each other up. Kind of.
Okay.
So everyone gets an extra +4 to their roll.
Nice.
So let's go around totals. Flash.
13. I
13.
rolled crap.
20.
20.
Yeah.
24.
24.
Ooh.
12.
12.
13.
13.
Oh no.
Great.
So as you guys are sneaking along, you're doing a fairly good job. Flash is trying to keep you organized, but in the process, Flash gets maybe a bit too excited and he's very loudly giving the orders. Probably Biscoff
really
is
well.
like, what did you say? And I think School Zone is just like, the boogie board is like hitting things, like clangs against the crane. And as you do, all the little guys kind of, the one with the big gun looks up, little ears twitching, and he's like, and points up, and they all like look up, and we are gonna roll initiative.
Okay. How far away are we from them?
So
on
you
top of
guys
the
are
crane?
at the base of the crane. So the crane is about sort of like 15, 25 feet up in the air. And it's about, I would say, about sort of 50 feet along the crane and then down to where they are, because they're in the middle.
Cool.
God, it's been so long since I've done this with physical paper. All right, minions get a 22.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's pretty quick.
However, the big guy, not so quick. 4.
21.
And then the marksman is going to be 19.
Oh, that's still pretty
so
quick.
Flash,
9.
9. Starburst,
19.
19. T-File,
14.
14. Biscoff,
Same, 14.
14. Okay. I'll just let you guys pick. School Zone,
16.
16. Okay, so as you guys are making your way along the crane, this kicks off. Like they look up, pointing at you. At least 3 of the little minions, 3 of them appear to have like sort of. I'm trying to think of like what weapons they might have. Oh, that's right. They would have things like wrenches, crowbars. They've got like spatulas. They all look quite shiny, like they've taken it from somewhere. But in the other hand, 3 of them have pistols. Handmade, kind of cobbled together. Looks like most of them look like they have a power drill for like a grip and a trigger, and then they have like a barrel built into it. One of them's got like a giant scope from some sort of like massive sniper rifle, but it's on this tiny pistol. He's not using it, but it's on there, and it's just like, and 3 of them are going to begin just shooting up randomly. So let's just determine randomly. There's 5 of you. I'll roll a d6 for the first one. This will be against Flash. 2 against Flash. 3.
Are you serious? You rolled 3 1.
They shoot at the loudest one, let's say.
He was louder than me.
And he was.
What?
Let's see if we can hit you. Now, Biscoff is next to you. Biscoff may have abilities to try and help you if you get hit. We'll see. 20 to hit.
Yeah.
20 hits. Would you like to do anything, Biscoff?
Yeah, I'll meet shield.
Okay.
Shield.
What does that do?
Yeah, I can use a key point and be the target.
Okay. So would a 20 hit you, Biscoff?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. You are going to take 5 points of damage. 10 points of damage, actually. As they kind of rattle off this fire, and it's like a little machine pistol. Like,
No!
You
I'm
dodge
still
away.
holding my ears. Just taking it in the
But
belly.
they kind of spray the area with bullets. So you take 10, and then we'll have Starburst and School going to take 5 each, because it's kind of like a spray fire as they shoot up.
What's everyone's health?
52.
45, 50.
You have a -1 to your constitution or vitality.
38.
Okay, I got 27.
Second attack
damn.
against Flash is a 15.
No.
So meat shield, you
Doesn't
meat shield
hit.
the first one. So the second one misses. And then the next one will be a 17.
Yeah, I hit.
Okay. Anybody want to try and take that one?
I got none.
You've only got one. You've not got that many. Okay. So you're going to take 10 this time, Flash. And this time it will be Biscoff and Tefal take 5 each. As again, they kind of spray the walkway with bullets. Ping, 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 ping. You do see all of them have to immediately reload. So when they fire this kind of spray of bullets, they're like, click, 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 and they start reloading their guns. The other 3 don't have ranged weapons, so they're just waiting. They kind of get in position, they dive for cover, they're hiding behind crates and things like that. They're going to give themselves cover this turn. Then we go to, God, this is a nightmare, Starburst, in fact. You and the enemy marksman, but we'll have you go first because you're a player.
Okay, so we are on the crane, right? Or at the base of it?
Imagine that, yeah, you've got like this big ring, big donut. You're at the edge of the crane, and then the arm extends into the middle of the circle.
Okay, if I was to shoot the explosive
Almost scratched my
barrels,
nose. Forgot I've got this on my face.
if I shot the explosive barrels, how many could I hit?
Let's say, so you've got a couple of choices. You can, because we're doing this theater of the mind, we'll say that there's 1 barrel near the big guy,
Perfect.
1 barrel near the marksman,
Perfect.
and then 1 barrel near the minions. So you'll catch
Perfect time.
the 3 that fired at you. You can catch those 3 because the other 3 dive for cover. So we'll
Right.
say that you can't hit those 3.
Well, I mean, I've got 3 shots, 3 explosives.
You can certainly try.
Hell yeah. All right, yeah, so I've got extra attack and a bonus action offhand attack, so I'll do that. Boom.
So first one,
25.
that will hit. Which barrel do you want to make the first one?
The big guy.
Big guy. Okay. So
Okay.
that hits the big guy barrel.
Second guy's the marksman.
Okay.
That's a 25.
25 hits.
And the minions, 9.
9. So the first 2, you kind of, with your dual pistols, bam, bam, you hit the 2 barrels. We'll resolve those in a minute. But the third one, unfortunately, it doesn't strike the barrel. It kind of strikes nearby. They all kind of like yelp and look around. But the first 2 barrels go off. So they have to make agility saving throws.
Okay.
Bad guys can never make a luck saving throw. If this were you guys, I'd let you choose between an agility saving throw or a luck saving throw, to represent basically either you skillfully avoid it or you just like fall over and it just washes over your head or something like that, right?
Awesome.
So they're going to make agility saving throws. So the big guy, probably not going to succeed. That's a 0.
Oh,
wow.
1 minus 1. The marksman, however, seems pretty agile. And yeah, he leaps out of the way and dives behind cover. The barrel explodes. Roll 3d6 for me.
3d6. Okay. Cool. 4, 7, 9 damage.
9 points of fire damage specifically. So the barrel explodes, this big plume of smoke, fire up through it, and the big guy, and you can see he's covered in thick armor. You can see like all over his arms, his chest, his head, he's got like a big helmet on. He's covered in thick armor, but he's like, oh, he's on fire, like his clothes under the armor are now burning, and he's like, blah, 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 and he's like just crying out.
Nice. Awesome. And I want to run along the crane as well.
Yeah, dual pistols out.
While I was firing.
Yeah, bam, 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 bam. Very, very cool. As you run down. Whilst you do that, the marksman's going to take sight on you because you've just done something very cool, and he's going to take take a problem with that.
Sounds like me.
He is going to use his shooter and shoot at you.
He's got a shooter.
He's got a shooter. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Ooh, let me. Yeah.
And you don't have any allies next to you because you ran along Le Bridge. Now this guy, he only gets the 1 shot because he took his time to aim. So as you're he's like snipe shotting you. He's like,